Hi, all. This is Dr. J, streaming live from Long Island, New York, where the weather has been quite nice, quite nice. I'll take it. And the weather on Wall Street has been just as beautiful. So Wall Street and the weather were both pleasing to Dr. J today. Although Dr. J did not get as rich as some of his subscribers and viewers, because Dr. J has too much money in two biotechs that aren't doing so well. But I've been I've been trading stocks that have been going up like crazy, like Biopath, not just picking, but in it, Tandem in it, and in it early. Well, not as early as I would have liked on Tandem, but Biopath certainly. What else did we recommend recently? Teum. A whole bunch. Jigglypuff. He's been getting very wealthy from some of my better ideas. Jigglypuff keeps commenting, Dr. J, I'm getting rich from following you. You're the best thing that ever happened to me. And he made so much money apparently that he's so enamored with me, probably not deservedly so, but he's so enamored with me that he named his brand new boat the Dr. J. That's really an honor. Thank you, Jigglypuff. I hope that you're still doing well. Of course, you deserve most of the credit because you were able to pick out my winners from my losers and go with them. I told you, let me know which of my ideas you like so I can go with them. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not just kidding. I don't invest in everything I talk about because I can't possibly. I talk about so many different stocks, give my opinions, which are strictly my own, by the way. As always, do your own due diligence. My opinions are strictly my own and do not constitute investment advice. I'm not a licensed or registered investment advisor. I'm just a PhD in math who likes to chart stocks and follow biotechs. My particular passion is for biotechnology. I just think it's the future. So is technology, of course, but particularly fascinating and particularly now is biotechnology, in my opinion. So what went up, what went down? Some of the highlights from today includes TEUM, which had a tremendous pop after earnings, even though there was a big engulfing candle yesterday at the top of a long run-up. So that implied trouble, but the news trumped the charts and went up today. And I'm not saying it won't give some of that gain back. It already did in a single day, gave about quarter of that gain back, had been over 5. I think it closed close to 5. In any event, we'll look at the numbers. We'll look at Tandem. Yesterday I said, what did I say about Tandem yesterday? I said there's no reason in the world that Tandem shouldn't make new highs today and keep going until it hits what? Check out my video from yesterday, until it hits 100. I'm not saying it's going to go straight up because stocks don't go straight up. What do stocks do? They go up, they go down. Go up, they go down. Didn't we talk about this before? Stocks don't go one way. They go up, they go down, they go up, they go down. Jigglypuff very accurately did give me credit for my recent crystal ball pick of the Dow. I actually picked them a couple of weeks ago on a Monday. I said we have a gravestone doji. Beware the gravestone doji on the Dow. We're in for perhaps 1,000 points or more on the downside. Well, it did go down exactly 1,000 points, from 26.2 to about 25.250 or something like that. So Dr. J hit it right on the money, and then they did it in 10 days. I thought it would do it in 5 trading days, so I wasn't perfect. But nobody is perfect. There were a lot of dojis where it inched its way down. Anyway, that's history. Let's talk about today's today's results on the street. So what I'm going to do is go over it and talk about a couple in particular. All the indices were up, all up around 0.5%. Not much difference between the diamonds or the Dow, and not much difference between the S&P 500 from the Qs, and the least of the great gainers was the RUT, but not much difference there. I think the RUT was 1/3 of 1%. The others were about 0.5 to 0.6%. Not a big difference. I don't remember the IBB, but we'll get to it in a second. The IBB was up the most, 1.31%, as biotechnology rocks and socks them. Okay, so we said the Dow was up 0.58%, 448 points to 25,702. So I won't be happy until it crosses at 26,200, that started the downslide. I won't be happy nor convinced that the Dow is on its way to new highs. But that would give further credence to my theory that the Dow is on its way to new highs. But I've been saying that all along. The Dow is on its way to new highs. I've been saying that when the market collapsed. I was still saying it on December 24th, the day before Christmas, when the Dow was at the low, that the day after Christmas perhaps will be the start of the big rally. What happened? I was sort of correct. In any event, that was the biggest doggone candle I ever saw that was green on the 25th of December, 1,100-point candle that really started us off. And any naysayers after that, I kind of looked at them like they're crazy. You got an 1,100-point candle, that has to mean something. That can't mean a little pause and then we continue the downtrend. That had to be a turnaround candle. Looking back, it's easy to tell. I thought it was easy to tell at the time. Okay, the Dow, as I said, was up 0.6%. Apple was up 0.44%, 80 cents to 181.71. Dr. J sold one at 171 or 172. I don't remember what I sold at. Linda Lou, it's your fault. Oh, I didn't know you then. Linda Lou, where have you been today? I tried to get a hold of you. I DM'd you. You told me you're going to help me with my selling decisions. You know, the bottom line is nobody can help you with anything. Every decision ultimately is your own. So those viewers who write me a comment, Dr. J, I'm up 20% on XYZ Core. Should I take profits? Dr. J, on ABC Core, I'm down 20%. Should I cut my losses? Ultimately, you have to make that decision. You have to do your own due diligence. Dr. J may have an opinion, but I give my opinion in the video blogs. I don't answer questions like that. Okay, ACB was up 1.11. That's $1.11. That's huge. That's 14% to 907. Yay for ACB. Yay for Dr. J. Yay for all of Dr. J's followers that are buying these pot stocks cheap. That's right, they're cheap now. I know what you're going to tell me. CGC went from 2 to 80 or whatever it went to. It went up 40 times. Now it's trading, what, in the 40s? And you're going to say, well, how much more does it got to move? It's already moved 20 times. I say it could double, triple from here and get taken out down the end of the road by none other than its main investor, STZ, right? So, yeah, I do think that's true. And I think the same is true with the other pot stocks that have had tremendous runs, like Aurora. Aurora may not have had as fantastic a run, and maybe its run is yet in it. Anyway, let's continue. Adxs is a star amongst biotechs today for the second day in a row, up 22%, 10 cents to 50 cents even. I mean, most people left it for dead at about 20 cents or wherever it came from. I think 20 cents, including Dr. J, because I mean, Usually when they collapse to that level, they don't come back. AEMD, an even buck. I made a little fun of the hemopurifier, filtering out the impurities in the blood. I apologize to all those AEMD stockholders. There may be something to it. MD Anderson does use it in some of its trials. And it did apparently cure someone of Ebola. I think that's the claim. It's just so sci-fi to me that makes me a doubting Thomas on that one. But I think yesterday I was cruel. I compared it to the Middle Ages when we had leeches sucking out blood to make us better. That was not nice. So I do apologize. Maybe I'll apologize so much that I'll go and buy a chunk. That'll be the day. No, actually, that might happen because when the bird flu was big or Ebola scares were big, I went into AEMD for a quick trade, made a few bucks, got out. So I think there's a place for AEMD for traders as well as for investors. Okay. AFMD was flat on the day. ALNY was up 4% nearly. No, better than 4% to 91.76, nearly $4. ALNY is running away from me. I only bought not what I wanted to buy, not as much as I wanted to buy at 86. When it hit the 81, I wasn't around to pull the trigger. I should have put in an order, a limit order. I didn't think it would make it that low. That was about where I wanted to buy the second half. So I'm in with half the amount that I wanted to be in. Better than nothing. AMD, my swing trade actually was down 11 cents or 0.47% to 23.38. I'm still up about 60 pennies, something like that. Amarin was down 4% to 20.46, down 85 cents. It's getting knocked down on nonsense. I think Amarin is a $40 stock. I think it'll run to 30. All it's got to do is break out above 23. It's going to run. I mean, it sounds easy, but it's still 3 points, a tough 3 points, especially when the shorts are in there like they are. So will it? I think it will for those who are patient enough. But, well, you know what? Maybe that's one we're going to chart tonight, Amarin. Take a look at what the technicals tell us instead of just going with Dr. J's gut feeling because it might be gas. Who knows? Amazon up 17, up a point, 1% to 16.90. I don't have to remind you that Dr. J sold that at 16.35 and regrets it. I didn't sell it that long ago either. Well, I still made good profit, but my original target was 17.70, and I think it's going to hit. Afria, I just opened the starter position at around what it closed at, 960. ARWR, 19.30, down 2 pennies. Adxs, down 2 cents, or 1.28% to $1.54. It had been up to $1.63, I think. Very disappointing. Maybe I should chart that one. Take a look at the horrible looking candle. Not going to like that candle one bit because it has a very long uppish shadow, obviously. Actinium, down 0.3% to 57 pennies. Another one of my big holdings. I think Dr. J is in the wrong thing with too much money. That's what I think. Maybe I need to fine tune my portfolio a little bit so that I'm not so dependent on those two particular stocks. I mean, so many good ones, but just not enough money in the good ones. What else? BA stabilized. That's Boeing, of course. So that's what it had a chance to run. It was actually up $2, 0.5%. to 377 after giving up about 50 billion in market cap. Yucky poo. Biopath was down 11%, 11.5% or $4 to 31. I tweeted out earlier that I sold half my position. I think at 34.02, it might have been 34.05. You think I remember exactly the decimal point? But the other half, I'm letting it ride, and I intend to even buy back what I sold if it dips a little further. If it keeps going up, I'll just let my half position ride. BTX up another dime. Let's hear it from Musketeer, one of his favorites, up 7% to $1.57. CGC down 1.5% to 46 bucks or 68 cents. I happen to have a lot of CGC. I don't like when it goes down. I'm waiting for it to hit above 50 and fool around with the call options on a spread. CNAB, somebody suggested I chart that. Maybe I will. It's 41 pennies, flat on the day. Chronos down 1%, 23 pennies to 21.14. It's not been performing that well lately. It happens to be my largest holding of the pot group. CRISPR, one that I want to get into, it's 39.43. I hope it doesn't run away from me before I have a chance. CVM, I do own, now I'm beginning to own a substantial amount of that. I'm getting ready to cash my chips in when the data readout occurs, and it blows away everyone, I hope. I hope the CEO is right. He's a very confident man. Gert Burston, I think his name is. I may not be quite as confident as the exuberant Gert, but I have a feeling this head and neck trial will come out positively good. I hope. If not, it's going to be. If yes, it's going to take off like a rocket ship. So it's a binary play on the data. I've been hurt by these binary plays. It's about time I cashed one. Carvana, this is one that Jigglypuff is making out like a bandit on. You could Jigglypuff, you were in and out a few times. They timed it perfect. 56 bucks, up three more today. Hope you're cashing your chips, Jiggly. Cytokinetics up 28 cents. It's silently, sneakily going up every day. I'm just sitting with my pile of shares. I've been sitting with it a long time. I'll probably continue to sit with it until its heart failure drug trial readout. I think that partnering up with somebody big. Is it Amgen? I think so. Denali, another gene modification drug for Parkinson's, up another 10%. That thing is soaring. $2. Wow. Where is it at now, Denali? 24.37. Remember, we've been talking about this one since the teens, high teens, not low teens. Editas, 24.22, down a nickel. That's another gene editing stock. Facebook, up $1. Freeport Mines, up a penny. Fitbit, scratching, trying to claw its way back to $6. Up 7 pennies to 5.92. Geron, up a whopping 10 pennies to $1.64. SH sent me a comment that I'd better get back in. Well, I'm not out. I've just been selling it off, but I'm not out. I still have a substantial number of shares, just tens of thousands less than what I had when it collapsed. Not all of it it collapsed from the 6s. My average must have been below 3, but still that hurt bitterly. It was a bitter pill to swallow when J&J walked. They walked and they left Geron flat. They said, you take over our imetelstat trials, MDS and MF. My problem with it is the delays, and tired of waiting. I know they have a good crew to do the trials, but we're still probably, who knows, almost a year away from starting phase 3. Will there be another partner in the offing? Maybe. Scarlett doesn't talk that way. He's the CEO, Dr. Scarlett. IBB up 1.31%. We mentioned that. IWM up 0.4%. We mentioned that. The rut. What else? The Nasdaq up 0.75%. The Nasdaq 100. What else? NTech, medical marijuana, has been on a little bit of a run, up another 5.4% to 722. Ali, you're making money again, I think. Ali sent me a comment, about being behind on NTech. It's since he complained, it does nothing but go up. So all you NTech holders, tell Ali to complain a little bit more. Novavax, after its collapse, I should just delete it from my watch list. It's frustrating. NVIDIA up 4%. Nice move to 168. OCX, another one of Musketeer's favorites, up 30 cents or 8.5% to 381. Musketeer is on a roll. Musketeer likes SWIR. I forgot to tell you guys that. I will chart SWIR because if Musketeer likes it, I'd better take a careful look. I learned that, John. I learned not to let your picks get away from me. Okay, OncoSec Medical, 54 pennies, up 0.5%. It's funny that OncoSec is the company that adxs' CEO left to go to, Dan O'Connor. They're now trading at about the same price. When they made the switch, I believe adxs was trading higher. Yeah, I think. I don't remember now. Planet 13, the Vegas-based dispensary for pot, is up 1% to $1.35. Plug Power continues to be on a tear, up another 8% to $2.38. This is a stock that's been languishing under $2 for a whole year. All of a sudden, alternative energy is on fire. Prothena, good to have that back on track, another Parkinson's drug in collaboration with Roche. Trials right here in New York City, Manhattan, New York, from New York Presby up in the Fort Washington Avenue area. I happen to know that hospital well because my heart doctor is associated with them. Yeah, when you get to be my age, you have a heart doctor, you have a cardiologist, a urologist, a dermatologist, a neurologist, an internist, dermatologist, did I say that? A dentist, an endodontist, what else? And a PT therapist. I think I ran out of doctors, thank goodness. And Dr. J should have been a medical doctor. I am so good at healing. That's why I'm running my own private Google Hangouts on using Qigong every morning to meditate and heal. So Dr. J missed his profession, should have gone to medical school instead of mathematics. Mathématique. All right. Paratech up 14 pennies to 646. PTN. I'm still in that doggone swing trade. I'm up a few pennies. It teases me. It goes to as high as $1.03, back to $1.01. I'm in at 96 pennies. I'm in at 99 pennies. My target maybe is too high. My target is 109. I'm going to have to wait a long time. I'm getting tired of waiting. My stop loss is tight, like 94 cents, something like that. But I may have bought that trade. Did I say that before? I say it every day. I say, tomorrow I'm going to bought that trade, but I'm still in it. PTN, I mentioned Qualcomm. I talked about Qualcomm a number of times, said it was a great buy at 53. It's now 55.39, up 55 pennies. The Q's up 0.75%, a little bit more than the NASDAQ 100, slightly. The RUT up 0.4%. SCEL down again, down 15%, big hit, 55 pennies to 330. SCEL is falling, having a falling apart party. SCSN holding at $1.01. Snap clawed its way back to above $10, 10.05, up 1.72% to 17 pennies. STZ is on a little bit of a tear, up another percent to $2 to $1.70.66. We like to mention Constellation Brands. Why? Because they're the ones that invested in, you got it, CGC. SWIR is in at 1277, down 0.16%. TEUM, Dr. J went in. I like to average when I go into a long-term investment. I view it as such. I went in above 4, like 4.10, and then below 4 the next day at 393, I think. So my average around 4. Had a nice day today, closed at 479, up 22% based on earnings. Not really based on earnings, but based on outlook. Tilray, down 0.5%. Come on, Tilray, it's 71.80. My strike price on my take profit on my swing trade is $78. My stop loss is, I think it's $64. Bought it at $68. Tandem. I don't have a stop loss because I'm not stopping. We said, that's me and all my followers who agreed with me, that Tandem would make new highs today and tomorrow and the next day and the day after that and the day after that, all the way up to 100, well, almost every day. Some days it'll come down. There are always pullbacks, even in the best of them. Tandem Diabetic Device Maker is a phenomenal winner this year and continues to run. Trove gave signs of being a good one, but not lately. Down another 3.5% to 429, 15 pennies. Transenterix, TRXC, had a good day, up 7%, 15 pennies to 236. Another one that's presenting at AACR. Voyager, good to see it up for a change, up 20 cents, 1% to 1771. I think Voyager is another beast in the making. It's also a gene modifying stock for Parkinson's. You have to have the right kinds of gene malfunction in order to be eligible for these trials. That goes for Voyager and Denali. I think Prothena is open to anyone who has early stage Parkinson's. The idea is to delay progression. XXII, I love that stock. Maybe it's because it's mathematical, 22. I don't know why I love it. But it's very low nicotine cigarette, excites me. Its application for a mild risk tobacco product excites me. The new FDA commissioner will not go easy on tobacco. That's my prediction. I think this will gain MRTP status, and I think it'll help the stock a lot. So that's where we're at until I come back in not too long a period of time. I intend to come back in about, let's say, 7:30. maybe 8 o'clock, depending on how much I decide to eat for dinner, whether there's something on TV that I must see. Dr. J does have a little bit of a life besides doing vlogs. So I want to say the best of trading to all of you. It was good coming to you live from Manhattan yesterday. And it's great coming to you live from Long Island, New York, where I want to say shalom, sayonara, au revoir, arrivederci, ciao, tout à l'heure. Don't forget to subscribe.